Bwana Karanja by inviting you to tell us who you are. In about 5 minutes, you may introduce yourself, name, educational background, work experience, any key competences that make you suitable for this appointment. When you finish your introduction, you hand over your documents to the sergeant to give to the clerk. So as we go on, he will cross-check with what we have to see whether they correspond. Go ahead.
Thank you, Speaker, sir, and honorable members. My name is Dr. Andrew Karanja, and before I start, I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank His Excellency the President for nominating me to be the cabinet, if approved, to be the cabinet secretary for agriculture and livestock development. I was born 62 years ago in Gatondo North, currently Gatondo North constituency in Kiambu County, and I also took my primary education in the locality, then went on to secondary schools in Kiambu County, Uthero and Githega High School. And in 1984, I joined the University of Nairobi for a bachelor's degree in agriculture, which I graduated in 1987. And thereafter, I went back to the same university for a master's degree in agriculture economics, graduating in 1991. And also, I have a PhD in development economics from Wageningen University in Netherlands. So as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members, I have the requisite academic qualification, having mostly related to agriculture and rural development. After my academics, my professional career started in earnest in 1987 as an extension officer in Baringo. So I know the ranks. I know the ranks of the sector. And then after masters, I also worked briefly as a planning officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, and also as a lecturer at the then Embu Institute of Agriculture. So I have worked in that in the public sector in that manner. And then from there, I joined the then Coffee Research Foundation, Roiro, as an agriculture officer, where I worked for a solid 11 years as an agriculture economist and head of department. In those days were the days when the initial coffee reforms were started, when the coffee market was opened up, milling was opened up. So we did a lot of work in that area. And then from Coffee Research Foundation, I joined policy research. I joined the Mayo Institute of Egerton University, where I worked for about 1.5 years, doing mainly work on policy on dairy. And it was seminar work which was informed the liberalization of the dairy sector. And then my career, I went on to join the World Bank in Nairobi as a senior agriculture economist and task team leader for the portfolio in Kenya, working also in Tanzania, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Rwanda, but mainly in Kenya. And during my tenure in World Bank, I had the privilege to lead some of the programs, the big programs in agriculture from the World Bank, which supported the government in various areas, including reforms which came into being in the policy shift that created, and the legal reform that created Agriculture Food Authority, the Kenya Agriculture Research Livestock Organization, CARO, and also through those programs, I interacted very highly with the then cabinet secretaries and permanent secretaries in the ministry. So I have quite a knowledge in terms of what the government operations, in terms of interaction. The programs also I supported, championed and supported the introduction of, for instance, a commodity fund, the coffee fund, which later became the commodity fund, the agriculture insurance and the livestock insurance. So I had quite a good interaction in that area. Since I left the World Bank in 2014, end of 2014, and went to consultancy. And in between those consultancies, mainly I was dealing with programs in agriculture sector and evaluation and impact assessment. So I'm more rounded in terms of that professional side. Also, I had the opportunity in the last, let's say 2016, I had the opportunity to be appointed by His Excellency the President to serve in the coffee task force, which had to reviewed what the reforms which are necessary in the coffee subsector. So that, in a nutshell, Mr. Speaker, sir, is my background.
Very good. Now we'll invite